confirmed $7,500 federal tax credit on the Tesla Cybertruck through a lease buyout is here. We have lease buyout documents and everything with that. So let's run through it, show you all the different screenshots, and show you the pros and cons, because now you can basically get almost $9,500 off of a Tesla Cybertruck. I mean, the first thing you got to do is use a Tesla referral code, just like the one link in bio or link down below in the description. But here is the actual breakdown, and we'll go through the pros and cons and everything here. But let me show you these screenshots first. This is a buyer's order that goes through all the different numbers. Let's come back to that. This is a lease buyout breakdown. Quick numbers from here. You'll actually see capitalized costs is the total price, $80,235, and you got cap cost reduction, which is the down payment that this person did, plus the $7,500 federal tax credit. And the biggest number here is an adjusted lease balance. This is the lease balance payoff at $61,411. So from this, we can itemize and see that a lease buyout for the Tesla Cybertruck, the $7,500 federal tax credit or the lease tax incentive is passed through from Tesla to you, and you have a lower balance. So effectively, this is the biggest loophole if you're looking to get a Tesla Cybertruck to get the $7,500, because the $7,500 tax credit does not exist on a cash purchase or normal finance purchase. It only works on a lease purchase. And here's a screenshot. You can tell this is a Cybertruck backend because we've got Cybertruck font. And you can see from this, we can see that the buyout is already showing up in Cybertruck owners that have leased their vehicles. Shout out to XDion for posting all these different things on the Twitter sphere or the X sphere that shows all the different numbers here. And here's a breakdown again if you want to see all of it. So of course, the down payment in total with the $7,500 lease credit, as you can see on this line, was $21,000. That's taxes, fees, all these other different things into that. Gross capitalized cost, $80,000. And you got all these other different fees and everything here with that. And so this confirms to us that you do not need to pay all 36 lease payments to buy it out. There was a lot of confusion with all that different stuff. Like the people thought that you had to pay all 36 payments and then buy it out for the residual value of like 50 grand or something like that. That's definitely not what it is. And that's not how usually leases work. If you leased any type of vehicle in the past at any moment, because leasing is just another way of financing, but leasing, of course, you're just financing the depreciation. You have a buyout immediately, and you can buy it out if you want to at any moment, especially now through Tesla. So here's what we know. Tax credit is eligible on leases. Tax credit is not eligible on personal purchases like cash or finance. Confirm the buyout price shows that $7,500. Of course, you do not have to pay that 36 months of payments, and you must have a Tesla lease through Tesla Trust or Chase Lease, because those are the only two vendors right now, or the two leasing companies that you can do a buyout on. But here are the cons of this. There is an acquisition fee on a lease at $695, and there's a buyout fee on a lease at $350. So essentially, if you're actually getting the $7,500 federal tax credit through this lease incentive, about $1,000 of it is going to fees. So really, it's a $6,500 credit. But the one way to offset that is to definitely use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. So you can get a $2,000 Tesla referral code credit on a Tesla Cybertruck. And so with that, and on top of that, if you take a long time to buy it out, the interest or the money factor on a lease is pretty high. I think we last saw it like 9 or 10%. So the longer you take to buy it out, the more interest you're paying. So that could be eating into any of the fees with that. And so it wouldn't be worth it to actually hold it much longer. And you do want to buy it out, which means that you will have to have your credit union all set up. You have to have your bank, your own financing all set up, or you might be paying cash. And then that way you really win with getting the $7,500 and everything. And so the question here is this, like, does this work? We know it works on the all-wheel drive because that's what we saw here with the buyout. But Cyber Beast, a little bit of a mystery because we haven't seen any screenshots yet, but on the actual breakdown, we can see that the $7,500 right here down payment is itemized. And so I do feel like there is one here. But if you're interested in a Cybertruck, regardless, you can place a deposit on this Cyber Beast if that's the one you want. And if it doesn't work out with that actual $7,500 credit, then you could just switch it to an all-wheel drive. Tesla has been known to be able to do that, to switch vehicles, and then you can go ahead and proceed to buy it out if you're looking to do that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you think. Are you looking to buy a Cybertruck? I mean, certainly the lease is pretty interesting, and this is a big loophole that I think a lot of people don't realize with the $7,500 tax credit. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff.